much. Welcome, everybody. I'm Megyn Kelly. Thank you for being here. We've got a great show for you today, including tips on how to avoid the travel nightmare this month, and cooking so easy even I can do it. Yes. Christmas ham for non-cooks like me. Trust me. And speaking of food, we begin this morning with a cake. That cake made it all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court. The question, whether a baker has the right to refuse to bake a cake based on his religious beliefs. We're going to speak with that baker live in just a moment, but first, the details of his story. What started as a simple request for a cake at a bakery in Colorado has turned into a bitter clash between religious rights.
I just can't be forced to celebrate something that I believe goes against biblical teaching.
And civil rights.
We cannot be a nation that allows the thin veneer of religion to hide the truth of the bigotry that we are still fighting and battling against in this country.
And has become one of the most important cases before the Supreme Court this term.
Oh, yeah.
At the center of the case, David Mullins and Charlie Craig. They wanted a cake to celebrate their wedding, so they went here to Masterpiece Cake Shop.
Is that for Columbine?
But owner Jack Phillips refused to bake them a wedding cake.
He asked us who the cake was for, and once we told him that it was for us, he informed us that he would not make a cake for a same-sex wedding.
Phillips says he offered to sell them other baked goods, but the couple says all they got from Phillips was a flat-out no.
All of a sudden we were tearing up, and we were really emotional, and it was really embarrassing.
Phillips says same-sex marriages go against his Christian beliefs. He calls his cakes works of art and says he should not be forced to use his artistry for something he says offends his religion. The couple took action.
If we didn't stand up for ourselves, then this might open the door for further discrimination against all sorts of different kinds of people.
They filed a complaint with the Colorado Civil Rights Commission and won. The case then went up to the Colorado Court of Appeals. The couple won again. The baker appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Justices heard from both sides this past Tuesday. Hundreds gathered outside the court to protest on both sides. While inside, the justices heard the arguments.
Symbol of your love and fidelity.
In 2015, the Supreme Court made same-sex marriage legal in all 50 states.
I pronounce you married. Congratulations.
The ACLU says a cake is not speech, and that a ruling in Phillips' favor would allow discrimination against legally married gay couples. Phillips argues he's an artist, and it's his constitutional right to make or not make whatever type of art he chooses. Justice Anthony Kennedy, who wrote the court's same-sex marriage decision in 2015, is likely to cast the deciding vote, expected sometime in June. Joining me now, Jack Phillips and his attorney, Kristen Waggoner. Great to see you both.
Thank you.
Jack, can you explain what was it about being asked to bake the cake for the gay wedding that you didn't want to do?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I serve everybody who comes into my store, including David and Charlie. People of all walks of life are always welcome in my store. It's just that there are certain messages that I don't create. Like I don't produce cakes for Halloween. I don't do cakes for that will promote sexual things or anti-American things, things that would disparage other people, including members that identify, customers that identify as LGBT.
So people who want to, has anybody asked you for a cake that would disparage LGBT?
Yes, they have.
Really? People want cakes that discriminate against gay people?
Yeah, we had a few of those, and I turned those down as well because it's a message that I can't create.
Okay, so this is an interesting case because the question is whether Jack has the free speech right to bake the cakes he wants. Because you can see the artistry of the cakes; they're beautiful, which is probably one of the reasons why this couple wanted one. How is baking a cake free speech, Kristen?
Well, the court has a test for what speech is. It's a pretty low bar, but it's anything that's analogous to other protected forms of art. So, for example, sketching, sculpting, hand painting, those are all things that Jack does regularly.
But how far could you take that? Could you say the chef at the wedding in his creations on the plate? How is he less artistic than Jack?
You have to communicate something. That's part of the test, is what are you communicating? And it's a test that the court uses every time it does a free speech case. He also has a free exercise claim, but these laws apply to the...
Meaning he's also making a religious argument in addition to his free speech argument. Go ahead.
Right, and these laws apply much broader than this issue. I think that's a critical point to make.
But how is it, Jack, how did you feel compelled to participate in their wedding just by baking the cake. You weren't forced to go like the photographers in those cases we see. You weren't forced to actually be at the wedding or endorse the wedding.
Yeah. When they come into my shop, they're asking for a custom piece of artwork. So I take my time, my talent, my energy, we sit down, we make sketches, we go through everything to make the cake, ideally, for them. But then it becomes a work of art. The cake becomes a canvas where I actually paint on cakes. I do a lot of expressive.
You feel like that's too participatory in the process?
Yeah, whether I'm there or not, the cake is actually an artistic creation.
Let me ask you: when you see those two young men talking about how it brought tears to their eyes and how they felt like second-class citizens, how did that make you feel?
You know, I apologized to the young man. I told him I'd sell them anything else in my shop, even offered to make other creative cakes. But it's been emotional for us as well. There were days where my wife was afraid. Actually, afraid to come to the shop. We've had death threats, harassing phone calls. I've been forced by the government to give up 40% of my business, half of my employees. It's been emotional on our side as well.
Mm-hmm. You know, the Supreme Court, in passing that landmark ruling in 2015, specifically made allowances for the fact that there would be clashes of this type. They recognized that that ruling would lead to some clashes, and we're still struggling to resolve it, aren't we?
Yes, but we're optimistic. I mean, I think Justice Kennedy's remarks were important at the hearing this last week. He said that essentially tolerance is the mark of a free society, and Colorado has not been tolerant towards Jack.
He was talking about, Justice Kennedy seems on the fence about it. He's the one who authored the gay marriage ruling. He seems on the fence because the court did not seem to mean to throw out all Christian beliefs and the ability to exercise them in reaching that conclusion. But on the other side, you can understand they have the legal right. And in their view, this is the same as saying to an interracial couple, I don't want to serve you. Yeah, go ahead.
It is not the same. Throughout millennia, cultures, the belief marriages between a man and a woman has cut across all cultures, races, civilizations.
But now it's been recognized as a constitutional right.
What the government recognizes as a constitutional right is very different from forcing the Abrahamic faith, Jews, Israelis, those that are Muslims and of the Catholic faith and the Protestant faith, to affirm that and to speak messages consistent with it. Mm-hmm. This law forces a Democratic speechwriter to have to write for a Republican. It forces a Jewish graphics designer to have to promote things that the Jewish person doesn't believe in. It forces all kinds of things. Soloists, think of all the areas of speech. It will impact you potentially as a journalist. Mm-hmm. And so it's very broad. We've never in this country forced Americans to say things that they don't believe in. And we need to provide the space and have the balance for us to be able to disagree.
The argument, of course, on the other side is that that's if you put yourself as that type of speaker, right? And that's why you've stopped making the cakes now. Yeah. Because if you offer the cakes, this is what the lower court said, if you offer the cakes, you have to offer them in a non-discriminatory manner. I'm not offering my speaking services to just anybody, but it would pose a problem if I said I'm never going to speak on behalf of a gay or lesbian group. Do you bake any cakes anymore?
We've stopped making wedding cakes, and so we're hoping that the court will rule in favor of creative professionals to be able to create art according to their conscience.
This is a big one. We'll find out in the spring how the U.S. Supreme Court sees it. Thank you for coming on, telling your story.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Nice to meet you. All the best.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.